Yeah, 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 yeah. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्ण बाधान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ॐ भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ॐ देवाय।
कृष्ण भक्ति रस स्वरूप
कृष्ण भक्ति Prabhu.
Shri Bhagavata
Sri Bhagavata
Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup
Krishna Bhakti Rasa Swarup
Shri Bhagavata
Sri Bhagavata
Tate Veda Shastra Vaite
Shastra
Parama Mahatva
Param
Tate Veda Shastra Vaite
Tate Vidha Shastra Vade
Parama Mahatva Srimad Bhagavatam
Srimad Bhagavatam
gives direct information
gives direct information
of the mellow
of the mellow
derived
derived
from service to Krishna.
from service to Krishna.
Therefore,
Therefore,
Srimad Bhagavatam
Srimad Bhagavatam
is above all Vedic literatures.
is our all Vedic literature.
Is above all Vedic literatures.
Is above all Vedic literature.
Nigama kalpatarur galitam phalam sukhamukhat amritadrava samyutam pivata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedic literatures and it is considered the ripened fruit of the wish fulfilling tree of Vedic knowledge. It has been sweetened by emanating from the mouth of Shukadeva Goswami. You who are thoughtful and who relish mellows should always try to taste this ripened fruit. O thoughtful devotees, as long as you are not absorbed in transcendental bliss, you should continue tasting the Srimad Bhagavatam, and when you're fully absorbed in bliss, you should go on tasting its mellows forever. Okay, so this little prayer to Srimad Bhagavatam before starting. His Holiness Gorgon Maharaj sings some of these prayers, very sweet actually, before class. A list of prayers, so it is from his inspiration. My spiritual master also appreciated these prayers, so I thought that because Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna himself, so therefore only by the mercy of Srimad, the purpose of studying and hearing Bhagavatam is actually to develop, to get the mercy of Bhagavatam. And by getting the mercy of Bhagavatam, we can develop bhakti. So Bhagavatam is very, very powerful, extremely powerful and very merciful. And it said that Bhagavatam is so powerful. I'll just read one more verse, which is quite amazing. Because the thing is that if we read about the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, then we really become very eager to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. तस्मिन् महान्मुखरिता मधुविच्चरित्रा पीयूषशेषसरिता परितश्रवन्ति ताये पिबन्ति अवितृशो नृपगाढकर्णैस्तन्ना स्पृशन्ति असना त्रिभयशोकमोहा. My dear king, I didn't read both the verses, I just read one. My dear king, in the place where pure devotees live, following the rules and regulations, and thus purely conscious and engaged with great eagerness in hearing and chanting the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in that place, if one gets a chance to hear the constant flow of nectar, which is exactly like the waves of a river, one will forget the necessities of life, namely hunger and thirst, and become immune to all kinds of fear, lamentation, and illusion. So this is one of my favorite verses. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. So now we'll come to the verse 466. Ashasana jivitam advarsvarasya.
Asasana Jivitam Advarsya
Asasana jivitam advarasya.
Asasana Jivitam Advarsya
Lokasapala kupitena yasmin.
Loka Sapala Kupitena Yasmin
Tamashu devam priyaya vihinam.
Tamashudevam priyaya vihinam.
Tamashudevam priyaya vihinam.
Tamashudevam priyaya vihinam.
क्षमापयध्वं हृदि विद्धं दुरुक्तये
Kshama payatvam vidhi vidhyam duruktaihi.
क्षमापयध्वं हृदि विद्धं दुरुक्तये
Kshama payatvam vidhi vidhyam duruktaihi.
Yes.
आशासना जीवितमध्वरस्य
आशासनाजीवितमध्वरस्य
लोकसपाला कुपितेन यस्मिन्
लोकसपालाकुपितेन यस्मिन्
तमाशुदेवं प्रियया विहीनं
तमाश्रुदेवं प्रियया विहीनम्
क्षमापयत्वं हृदि विद्धं दुरिक्तैः
क्षमापयध्वं हृदि विद्धं दुरुक्तये Yes, Mataji. आशासनमितमध्वरस्य लोकसपालकुपिते स यस्मिन् तमाशुदेवं प्रियया विहीनम्
क्षमापयत्वं हृदि विद्धं दुरुक्तैः
Sorry, one second. So I will read this verse and the next one because the next one has a purport. This doesn't. Ashasana,
आशासना
wishing to speak.
wishing to ask
Sorry, wishing to ask. Please forgive me. Jeevitam, for the duration.
for the duration
Advarasya,
adharasya
of the sacrifice. Loka,
loka
all the planets.
all the planets
Sapalaha,
sapala
with their controllers.
with their controller
Kupite,
kupite
when angered.
when anger
Na,
na
not.
not
Yasmin,
yasmin
whom.
whom
Tam,
tam
that.
that
Ashu,
ashu
at once.
at once
Devam,
devam
Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva
Priyaya,
priyaya
of his dear wife.
of his dear wife
Vihinam,
vihinam
having been deprived.
having been deprived
Shama, Kshamapayattvam,
Kshamapayattvam
beg his pardon.
beg his pardon
Hridi,
Hridik
in his heart.
in his heart
Vidham,
Vidham
very much afflicted.
very much afflicted
Duruktai,
Duruktai
by unkind words.
by unkind
Translation: Lord Brahma also advised them that Lord Shiva is so powerful that by his anger, all the planets and their chief controllers can be destroyed immediately. Also, he said that Lord Shiva was especially sorry because he had recently lost his dear wife and was also very much afflicted by the unkind words of Daksha. Under the circumstances, Lord Brahma suggested it would behoove them to go at once and beg his pardon. नाहं न यज्ञो न च यूयमन्ये
नाहं न यज्ञो न च यूयमन्ये
ये देहभाजो मुनयश्च तत्त्वम्
ये देहबाधो मुनयश्च तत्त्वम्
विदुप्रमाणं बलवीर्ययोर्वा
विदुप्रमाणं बलवीर्ययोर्वा
यस्यात्मतन्त्रस्य क उपायं विधित्सेत्
यस्यात्मतन्त्रस्य का उपाय विदिशेत्
विधित्सेत्
विदिशेत्
न
न
not
not
aham
अहं
I
I
na
न
not
not
yagyah
यज्ञः
indra
इन्द्र
na
न
not
न
cha
च
and
and
yum
यूयम्
all of you
all of you
anye
and
others
others
ye
you
who
who
deha bhaja
देहभाज
of those who bear material bodies
of those who bear material body
munayaha
मुनयः
the sages
the sages
cha
च
and
and
tattvam
तत्त्वं
the truth
the truth
vidu
vidu
no
no
pramanam
pramanam
the extent
the extent
balaviryayo
balaviryo
of the strength and power
of the strength
va
va
or
or
Yasya
Yasya
of Lord
of
Shiva,
Lord Shiva,
Atma Tantrasya
Atma Tantrasya
of Lord Shiva who is self-independent.
of Lord Shiva who is self-independent,
Sorry, of Lord Shiva who is self-dependent.
of Lord Shiva who is self-dependent.
Ka, what?
What?
Upayam
Uh,
means,
means
where it said,
say,
wish to devise. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Translation purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Brahma said that no one, not even himself, Indra, all the members assembled in the sacrificial arena, or all the sages could know how powerful Lord Shiva is. Under the circumstances, who would dare to commit an offense at his lotus feet? Purport, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. After Lord Brahma advised the demigods to go to Lord Shiva and beg his pardon, it was suggested how he should be satisfied and how the matter should be placed before him. Brahma also asserted that none of the conditioned souls, including himself and all the demigods, could know how to satisfy Lord Shiva. But he said, it is known that he is very easily satisfied, so let us try to satisfy him by falling at his lotus feet. Actually, the position of the subordinate is always to surrender to the Supreme. That is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. The Lord asks everyone to give up all kinds of concocted occupations and simply surrender unto Him. That will protect the conditioned souls from all sinful reactions. Similarly, in this case, Brahma also suggested that they go and surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, for since he is very kind and easily satisfied, this action will prove effective. Again, Om Agyana Timirandasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. So this is a very wonderful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Um, so this surrender is the main aspect of this verse right here. So here Brahma is telling everyone, including Daksha, to go and beg pardon. So um, So in the purport, this is very important. Prabhupada is saying that none of the conditioned souls could know how to satisfy Lord Shiva. So this glorifies the position of Lord Shiva as a pure devotee of the Lord. A pure devotee of the Lord has absolutely he has no body consciousness. He never thinks about his body. He never thinks about how he will be happy, how he will eat, how he will sleep. That is why he is a pure devotee. So actually the only way to satisfy a pure devotee is by singing about Krishna. That is the real way to satisfy a pure devotee. Mm. Just like Lord Chaitanya when he was with Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar, the only way Lord Chaitanya could be satisfied is by singing the glories of Vrindavan. Mm. That is the only way Mahaprabhu would become happy when Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy would quote songs which are very pleasing and very appropriate to Mahaprabhu's mood. So the greatest service to a devotee is to understand his mood and to act accordingly. And then Prabhupada says that this is the way. The position of the subordinate is to surrender to the Supreme. So Prabhupada is speaking about surrender. The Lord asks everyone to give up all kinds of concocted occupations and simply surrender unto Him. That will protect conditioned souls from all sinful reactions. So similarly, in this case, Brahma also suggested that they go and surrender unto the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, for since he is very kind and easily satisfied, this action will prove effective. So this principle of surrender is everywhere in devotional service. So we all know the famous verse that tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So one should surrender, and render service, and then he can ask questions, and he can digest the answer and transform his heart. Like Parishit Maharaj is the example of a perfect student. So, a perfect student is someone who can understand the heart of the teacher, and a perfect student is a person who has the eligibility to actually hear and transform the heart immediately. So, like the best ideal example is actually Mrigari. Mrigari was a hunter, but Narad just gave him one instruction. And it's not that Narad Muni had to come back again and again and check on Mrigari, how is he chanting, is he doing? But directly the transformation happened. When there was an ant walking mm, towards Mrigari, Narad Muni came back after a long time. He saw that Mrigari was avoiding that ant. Before that, Mrigari used to kill animals. He used to mm, uh, take happiness in seeing them die slowly. The same person, he became such a cultured, refined devotee that yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatir akinchana, that all the good qualities manifested, that his behavior became so fine, so refined, that he didn't even want to kill an ant. So Prabhupada said, that is a real, my real disciple. How can you recognize my disciple? Someone who is a gentleman. So gentleman is not just someone who speaks nicely and someone who behaves nicely, but gentleman is someone who has the refined Vaishnava qualities, who knows the heart of other living entities and behaves accordingly. Mm. And the ultimate gentleman is actually Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We're all following the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is Lord Chaitanya? Lord Chaitanya is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. Actually, Lord Chaitanya is a swarup of the love between Radharani and Krishna. Mm. And predominantly, Mahaprabhu's mood is Radha Bhav, predominantly. Mm. So, um, the ultimate surrender spoken about this verse, Naham Vipro na Charanapat Narapatir Napi Vaishyo na Shudro Naham Varni na Chagrahapatir no Vatisto no Vanasto किंतु प्रोदिन निखिल परा परमानंद पूर्णामृताब्धिर गोपी भट्ट पद कमलयोर दास दासानुदासा. So Mahaprabhu is the ultimate surrender. In this verse, Mahaprabhu is saying that the real surrender is when the soul, attracted by Krishna, attracted by the qualities of Krishna, rushes to surrender to Krishna. Madhuraya gira valguvakya buddhamanomnaya pushkarikshanam vidikaririma viramuyati radarasidhuna apyayasvana tava kathamritam tapta jivanam कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. So, the whole land of Raja is filled with this kind of surrender. Jayati Tedikam Janmana Vraja. So the whole Vraja, the whole Vrindavan is saturated with this ecstatic surrender of that all the residents of Vrindavan, they are constantly rushing to satisfy Krishna, and Krishna is rushing to satisfy them. So Prabhupada comments in that Jai Radha Madhav verse that Prabhupada is saying the only business of Krishna, Krishna's only business, Krishna is the supreme personality of God, it's supreme. There is no one above him. What is his only business? Prabhupada says his only business is to satisfy the Vrajajana. That's it. He has no other business. His business is not maintaining three planet systems. His business is not to protect Dharma. His business is not to kill demons. His only business is simply to satisfy the Vrajajana. And Prabhupada clarifies that when we see Krishna is killing the demons in Vrindavan, like Krishna is dancing on the head of Kaliya, yes, it seems like Krishna is killing, but no, actually Krishna is not killing. Krishna is the Vishnu inside Krishna is killing. We cannot see that, but this is Prabhupada is I've read multiple times. Therefore, what is Krishna's only business? Nitya Leela Anurakta. He is just a lover boy. He just is engaged in loving pastimes. He has absolutely no duty to perform. That is the supreme personality of Godhead. Um, the gopis, when they heard the flute song of Krishna, mm, Gopya kima charadayam kushalasma venu. So when the gopis, when they actually heard the flute song of Krishna, Damodara adhara sudamapi gopikanam Damodara adhara sudamapi gopikanam. So they rushed to satisfy Krishna. That time they did not have any consideration. They were not thinking, okay, let me give up my home now. Let me say bye bye to my children, bye bye to my family, bye bye to let me cut off. Forget. No, they just without even thinking, without any consideration, mhm, they just spontaneously rush to satisfy Krishna. Mm. It's like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever he would look at the form of Jagannath, uh, tears would pour from his eyes. And he saw the Yamuna, Mahaprabhu just jumped into Yamuna. Maharaj, Mahaprabhu would see, Chataka Parvat in Puri, and he would see this Govardhan, he would go into ecstasy, and he would go in that kind of ecstasy. Sarup Damodar, Raya Ramanand, devotees of Mahaprabhu, they were looking everywhere. And finally, they saw one person chanting, Hari, 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 Hari. Like, what's going on? I said, yeah, actually, today I got a big fish. A big fish. Look at the fish, it looks whitish. And as soon as I touched the corpse, immediately I got this ghost. This ghost entered into me. Hurry, 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 hurry. I'm not able to stop. Please free me from this ghost. Saurabh Damodar Goswami just slapped him mildly and said, okay, now you're free from the ghost. So we all want to be haunted by this ghost. So that is a real surrender. I mean, although it is very, very high, but we should know that that is our goal. Our goal is to surrender to the love of Krishna. Surrender to the love of Krishna and surrender without any consideration. We don't want to we want to attain this goal. We don't want to surrender because we want something from Krishna. We don't want to surrender because of distress. We don't want to surrender because even we'll enjoy Krishna's company. No, we want to surrender simply for the pleasure of Krishna, simply to give Krishna pleasure. you know so actually we all glorify now. Kartik is coming. The Rasa, I mean the Rasa Purnima is coming. So we all glorify the Rasa dance, but before the Rasa dance, a very important pastime happened, and that is Krishna stealing the garments of the gopis. Although it's a very high pastime, but that is actually pure surrender. That glorifies pure surrender. That they simply the gopis simply acted simply at that time, simply to satisfy the senses of Krishna. So the thing is that we all have to aspire for the day when we can be just we can just surrender completely to Krishna, just for Krishna's pleasure, and for no any other purpose. and not be concerned even about the repercussions to that surrender. Like generally, we are always conscious of the repercussions. If I come to Mangalarti, I may become tired. If I fast on Ekadasi, I may become weak. My health will deteriorate. Oh, if I do this, this may be the problem. That may be the problem. So the difference between the residents of Vrindavan and the conditioned souls before surrendering, they always make a plan. The residents of Vrindavan, they have no plan. They have no concern at all. They don't care what will happen. It's like the cowherd boys are walking into the mouth of Agasur. They have no consideration what will happen to them later. So that is a pure surrender. Just love for love's sake. That's it. There is no other consideration. You know. So it's like, you know, um, the residents of Vrindavan, they can keep serving Krishna, 24 hours a day. They don't have to worry about, you know, um, they don't have to worry about, there's no question of end, or there's no question of time, there's no question, any consideration. So mm, that is the supreme platform of surrender. And that's what we are aiming for. That's what Mahaprabhu ultimately demonstrated. So we all should pray that, my Lord, I want that day to come, that that I just want to serve you for your pleasure. That's it. And I don't want to ask anything in return. I don't want to think about anything else. I don't want to plan about how I will take care of my body, how will I take care of my life, how will. So we all seen, right, how amazing it is when we don't have to be conscious of time. Like on Janmashtami days, we don't have to be conscious of time. We don't just like, I have to go here, I have to go there, I have to do this, I have to do that. What about my eating? What about my. So, I mean, I'm very fallen. I beg the blessings of everyone, especially this Prabhu. So the thing is that, that's what we want. Mm. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshite ajokshaji haituki apratiyata. So we want a haituki, that without reason and without any um, mm, interruption, heart to constantly flow towards the service of Krishna. So when we do that, then Leela Shakti becomes active in our life. See, when are we qualified to hear pastimes of any pastime of Krishna, relish the pastimes? When we develop this spontaneous service attitude. So this is the spontaneous service attitude is what gives us the qualification. Hmm. So the personification of seva, mm, in the spiritual world. Of course, all the exalted gopis and manjaris are all, and the gopas and Mother Yashoda and the trees, the birds, Vrindavan. They're all personification of spontaneous service, surrender. But actually, Vrinda Devi is actually Tulsi Maharani. Her Tulsi Maharani is an expansion of Vrinda Devi. So Vrinda Devi, who is the chief, Prabhupada says that she is a very intimate friend uh, of Srimati Radharani, and she actually takes care of all the service in Vrindavan. So there is a wonderful verse that that actually glorifies her. Uh, त्वं कीर्त्यसे सात्पततन्त्रविड्भिर्लीलाविधाना किल कृष्णशक्ति तवैव मूर्तिस्तुलसीन्द्रिलोके वृन्देनुमस्ते चरणारविन्दम. So Vrinda Devi is a Leela Shakti. So when you come under Leela Shakti, then as we read in the beginning of Bhagavatam, you become free from hunger, thirst, all kinds of fear, lamentation, illusion. That's when we can perform bhakti without any. And Prabhupada says in one particular verse that mm, Lord Chaitanya wanted us to come to this platform, to come above dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and become liberated and perform bhakti. So one can become quickly liberated if one comes to this platform of simply trying to serve Krishna. And service to Krishna, developing our love for Krishna, is only possible by the grace of Guru. So Guru is one, Prabhupada said, who is mad after Krishna. That is the definition of Guru. So a mad person. It's like Mahaprabhu is saying in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I don't know what happened to me, became a mad person. So we are part of the mad sampradaya. We have joined the sampradaya of international, uninterrupted, unlimited madness. Like stay high forever, never come down. So anyhow, so it's like Mahaprabhu's preaching techniques. We heard of Mahaprabhu's preaching techniques. It's completely beats all preaching techniques. When I first came to the movement, I heard the Mahaprabhu would say that let's put a huge board outside the, wherever we are doing Nam Sankirtan. Said free wine and women. So one devotee asked Mahaprabhu, why? Yeah. So the intoxication is when the devotees will cry, they will drink that tears will go inside. So that is intoxication. And when they will roll on the ground in ecstasy, so Onara Parvata Janu Dholate Lotai. Like Nityananda Prabhu is compared, like when he rolls on the ground, it's like a golden mountain. So he says, Mahaprabhu says, when they will roll on the ground, embrace the ground, that is the embracing of the sex. So Mahaprabhu, so merciful, Mahavadanyaya, extremely merciful, extremely broad-hearted. So yeah, so coming back to the point, so surrender to Guru is most important. And in surrendering to Guru, these six limbs are very important. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. I mean, sorry, these six limbs of surrender is very dainya, humility, atma nivedan, giving our mind, body, and words to Guru. This is very important. Avashya rakshibe vishwas palan. Guru is will definitely maintain me. Um, and go through the varan. Krishna, I mean, Guru will definitely maintain me and Guru will 100% protect me. And I will do only things which are favorable to Guru's pleasure and I will immediately kick out from my life whatever is not pleasing to Guru. So, this six limbs we can apply to Guru also. So, this is very important. We can study the life of Srila Prabhupada and how Prabhupada did. So, the first thing, how do we remain humble in front of Guru? We have to hear regularly from him. This is very important. Sometimes we may tend to glorify the pastimes of our Guru. Oh, Guru Maharaj did like this, Guru Maharaj did like that. But in that glorification, if Shastra is not there, if Krishna is not there, it can be quite dangerous. For example, my Guru Maharaj likes to eat pizza. I'm just giving an example. My Guru Maharaj likes to eat pizza very much. There's no Krishna there. So then, after some time, what will happen? It's very dangerous. I was just thinking we all have, I mean, conditioned souls have, being what myself, we have envy. We have envy. What is envy? Envy means why someone else should enjoy. For example, why should Krishna enjoy? I can also enjoy. So, same way we'll also start thinking like that. Like, oh, Guru Maharaj is getting all the nice stuff. Why, what about me? Why not me? So, it's a very subtle thing it comes. But if we glorify, no, Guru Maharaj is honoring Krishna person, he's honoring. Because Guru is never an enjoyer. He's never in mood of enjoyer. It may look like Guru is enjoying, but he's never enjoying. He's always serving. He's serving prasad. He's always serving. So that is Guru. Guru is someone who serves 24 hours a day. Like Babaji Maharaj, Saraswati Thakur said, what is the glory? What is his glory? If I saw that he was serving Krishna for 23 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds, then maybe I would have considered whether to accept him as Guru or not. But then he is serving 24 hours. So where is the question of, any kind of, you know, consideration? So Guru serves 24 hours. So anyway, so the first thing we should hear humbly, hear from Guru. Hearing is Prabhupada glories, right? That's how Prabhupada started the relationship with Saraswati Thakur. Prabhupada said, I was so eager to hear my Guru Maharaj. And Prabhupada also says, initiation begins from the day one hears submissively. Second, Dainya Atma Nivedan. Atma Nivedan means surrendering one's mind, body, and words. This is very important. As soon as Saraswati Thakur gave the instruction, from that moment, Prabhupada was constantly thinking how to fulfill this instruction. Prabhupada tried so many ways. Prabhupada would go in the heat of Delhi summer to distribute back to Godhead, you know. So Prabhupada was constantly thinking, constantly praying to satisfy and used his mind, body, and words for that purpose. Then, Guru is my only protector. This is very powerful. When Prabhupada came to America, what did Prabhupada have? Prabhupada had nothing, zero. But only Prabhupada, and Prabhupada came with the order, no, my Guru Maharaj asked me to do, I have to do it at any cost. I must do. Everyone in the world was against Prabhupada. Some people are telling Prabhupada in Hindi, "आप बुड्ढे मर जाएंगे." Those who understand Hindi, that means that you are an old person, you will die. What you will eat, you will die. Prabhupada said, "No, my Guru Maharaj said." So that means full faith that Guru Maharaj will protect and Guru Maharaj will maintain also. How you will eat? He took some cereal. You will go like that. You go to some Pakistan or something, you will carry some cereal. The king will see. No, Prabhupada, see, this is how much faith Prabhupada has in the instruction of Guru, right? So we should see this thing. Guru is my only protector, Guru is my only maintainer. This is, and Prabhupada never left Saraswati Thakur's service, never took a break, never went on vacation, never went to some visiting temples. You never even in Lilamrit, Prabhupada went to some Indian temple in America to have some food, to have some rest. Prabhupada never, ever left the service of his Guru even for a moment. This is the ideal disciple. Never leaves. There's no vacation, no break, no let's take a break. Let's just even Prabhupada never even what is it? Never even went to Vrindavan, never even went to Mayapur for break. He went there for service. He took his, when you take people to a holy place, new people, a lot of anxiety, especially Vrindavan, Mayapur, a constant anxiety. Oh, they may commit some offense. Oh, may they don't know. Prabhupada's constant anxiety. So Prabhupada never left service of his Guru for even a second. Right? That is ideal disciple. So Guru is my only protector, Guru is my only maintainer. And whatever is conducive with Guru service, he accepted. And whatever is not, he completely rejected. Right. So that is also very, very important. That Prabhupada um, accepted everything only for serving Saraswati Thakur. Like always rejected anything which was against the what is it, the desire of his guru, right? So that's why ultimately he left home, he left Vrindavan for the pleasure of his guru, even though it was quite difficult for him, it was quite difficult for Prabhupada. And that's why, if you follow these six things, I mean, I don't follow, but since Prabhupada followed, what is the result? One has Nitya Sangha Guru. One has, and if you're always in Guru Sangha, what happens? You always ecstatic in Krishna consciousness. Where is the room for laziness? Where is the room for depression? Where is the room for? There is no room because you always are internally associating with Guru, which means what? You're always Yukta, Nitya Yukta Upasate. You're always connected to the innermost desire of Guru. Therefore, you're always protected. You always feel, oh, Guru Maharaj is happy with this I'm doing. Guru Maharaj is not happy. You always feel because always conscious of Guru's instruction. And of course, the next byproduct is that you also can make students of a similar caliber. Like you see that how Prabhupada disciples they are running the institution. Right now we have so many books, we have so much infrastructure. When they first started, what they had nothing, zero. They didn't even have books of many books, but they had unflinching faith in Prabhupada, and on that they were running their spiritual life. you know so this is quite amazing, right? We have so many books, we have so much temple, we have so much resources now, but those days what they had, nothing is Prabhupada. And it was very difficult also those days. you know that time also Kali was there, Maya was there. It's very austere time, but because they had such faith, such love for Srila Prabhupada. So, therefore, to progress in spiritual life, one has to achieve this thing. You know, one has to be blessed by Guru. Only by Guru's mercy we can achieve this stage. Mm. Um, so, first of all, we need to remember that in order to serve Guru, achieve this kind of surrender to Guru, devotee dealing is very, very important. How we deal with devotees. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that if to chant Shuddhanam, he is praying that I want to learn how to offer appropriate respect um, to devotees. So this is very important that um, we should know to whom how much to speak, what to speak. Instead of seeing what I think about them, it's important what they think about. Do they, and this we will understand by the mercy of Krishna, that should I give instruction? I mean, should I or should I not? Or should I just be a well-wisher? Should I just pray? Should I just encourage? What should I do? So when we know how to behave and we don't take undue advantage of other devotees, I mean, I'm a great victim of this, but when you don't take undue advantage of other devotees, then everything becomes so blissful and so wonderful in Krishna consciousness. So, mm, yeah, this is very, very important. So the thing is that when we are able to do this, then the devotees protect us, the devotees nourish us, devotees encourage us, they pray for us. And something very, very special happens, that for a devotee, when he surrenders to Krishna, then his karma, of course, we know, gets destroyed. And if there are any remaining sinful inclinations, they come in the form of dreams. So, like for example, something had to happen to us. Only for a bhakti yogi this happens. It's given in Bhagavatam. I'm searching for the verse, but I can quote it probably next class. So that for a devotee, Krishna just puts it as a bad dream and destroys that karma. So that is the power of you know surrendering to Krishna. Krishna, so merciful. Mm. So yeah, so we have to develop this intimacy with Guru, intimate relationship with Guru, intimate relationship Shiksha Guru with the devotees, and we have to constantly beg for their blessings. See, surrender is very simple. Surrender means just tell what you are. If you need help, if you're struggling, just go to a senior devotee, go to your Shiksha Guru, your guide, whoever, and say, Prabhu, I'm struggling, I need your mercy. That's it. Without any, you don't have to feel afraid. Many times, speaking myself, well, sometimes I feel afraid to go in front of senior devotees, tell that I am fallen, I am this thing, because the ego is very strong. But if we can manage to surmount that ego, just ask for blessings. Krishna is very pleased by that, very pleased. So if we're just like a child, very simple, mm, and surrendering to our authority, in that grace, in that respect, I'm very grateful to His Grace Guru Prabhu. Many times when I was in difficult situations, he was the one who gave me shelter and prayed for me. And so the thing is that I'm only here now because of His mercy, because of mercy of Guru Parampara. So why is that surrender very important to our local authority? Why? Because that is the actual demonstration of surrender. No? We say I surrender, we say I will do, we pray. But unless we actively show that, no, the internal thing will not be strong. Otherwise, it's very difficult to develop that. Mm. So I was just thinking to glorify Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami chastised him. He said that, Jiva Goswami defeated the scholar for the pleasure of Rupa Goswami. He did perfect thing, but Rupa Goswami tested him. Just tested him. There's no reason, but he just decided to test him, and he said, "Get out of Vrindavan." And Jiva Goswami did not in the slightest protest. And then Jiva Goswami went, and the crocodile hole, he was just crying, he was praying, and he was performing some service of translating. And that performing that service of writing verses on the glories of Krishna and Vrindavan, about 5,000 verses, that's what Jiva Goswami is known for today. So why is he known for that today? Because of um, because of his submission to his guru. So that actually, many times these things we don't see the finer aspects of etiquette, but this is what is a real empowerment. So when we surrender, mm, and we accept, especially correction or chastisement, if we are able to, I'm very fallen, but if we are able to accept correction or chastisement, then that brings a lot of empowerment. Because what is the real thing needed for empowerment? Empowerment means taste in Krishna consciousness. Is the ego should be completely suppressed. When the ego is suppressed, we become very humble. We become qualified to receive mercy. And mercy means rasa, taste. So um, when we become very humble to receive that rasa, so then um, naturally, you know, we get taste in Krishna consciousness. So it's an active, dynamic process that we have to constantly work on it, that we have to constantly humble ourselves. So Jiva Goswami is an example. Saraswati Thakur is another example that when God Kishore Babaji Maharaj said, "You're not qualified," he said, "I'm not qualified to initiate you." Saraswati Thakur was crying practically on the level that he wanted to give up his body. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also at that time was very heavy with him. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, "If you don't find Guru, don't come home." So he was also very strong, but Saraswati Thakur passed that test, you know, because he's an eternal associate of the Lord. But this is the example. Mm. Prabhupada also went through severe tests, severe test. When he came to America, it was very difficult for him. One person tried to kill Prabhupada, you know. So, and yeah, also one more thing that before Prabhupada started ISKCON, Prabhupada asked all of his god brothers to lead this movement. A lot of his god brothers. He said, "You lead this movement, I will manage." So just think about it. That time, if Prabhupada would have thought, because Prabhupada is an eternal associate, if Prabhupada would have considered that no, no, I want to open, I want to be the guru, then Prabhupada would not acted like that. But because Prabhupada took such a humble position, he's setting the example that the next thing resulted was he's a Fondracharya for the next 10,000 years, whether someone accepts it or does not accept it. To the extent that people would see Prabhupada on the street, they would commit themselves full time. Yeah, like one person saw Prabhupada drinking water. He committed the next day, he shaved up and he joined the temple. So that is Prabhupada's attraction. So that is the power of taking, I mean, there's an example that, if we take a humble position, serve other devotees, become the well-wisher of other devotees. I always see this that I am very successful in my relationship with another devotee when I pray that how can I please him? So this is a very important issue. How to please the devotee. Sometimes even correcting a devotee also pleases because why? It's good for his soul. So actually, many times I've seen when I'm speaking to someone, there are two things. One is what I'm speaking, one is the internal connection. The internal connection, you can feel it very clearly. When it is very strong, na, even when you say very strong words, there is no problem because the connection, the divinity is very strong. But the moment you experience disturbance in the internal connection, you can feel it very clearly. And immediately external break will happen. So the essence of this whole pastime is to know how to have refined dealings with devotees. If you have very refined dealing with devotees, you can enter into Guru's heart, and you can enter into devotee's heart. You can get that rasa, collect that rasa. Without rasa, we cannot survive in the spiritual life. So if we have to go back to Godhead, we have to become so sensitive in the spiritual world. Just by one glance, so many things are communicated. It's not like in this world. It's very, very refined dealings, right? So we're entering Kartik, so we can pray that just like Radharani um, and the gopis, they completely surrendered everything to Krishna. Ashlishya padaratam pinashtumam adarshanan marmahatam karotu va yatha tatha vavidadhatu lampato mad prananathastu saevana paraha. So when one can attain, that kind of, you know, mm, surrender to devotees, that even if we may be in trouble, even though we may undergo some difficulty, if we can serve them, if we can try to please them, then we will get lot of strength, spiritual strength in this path of bhakti. So yeah, so this is the glory of Vrindavan. That in Vrindavan sometimes all the devotees also they may experience mm, the eternal associate. Sometimes Krishna is very hard-hearted, very harsh towards them, but because they have this mentality, they have no problem. So mm, yeah, so this pastime actually defines this seva bhav. Seva sadhaka rupena, siddha rupena chhatri. So according to our service attitude, we will be able to progress in the bhakti. So yeah, Radharani's service attitude is the supreme, is the supreme. So all we have to do is that we just have to take shelter of Srimati Radharani's service attitude. Mm. And by taking shelter of her lotus feet, our life will become perfect. Yeah. Anyone has any question or comment?
I uh,
Just one second. Online, does anyone have any question or comment? No. Here, anyone has a question or comment?
so, so the whole work is all about surrender. This class is amazing, nice, lot of input. So while the understanding the fact, I got some inside and one question is arising. So for example, Prabhu, if we sometimes we commit aparad and we realize that we have committed aparad and we seek for forgiveness. At that moment we seek for forgiveness, but for continuing the relationship after that, initially our ego says that we are, I mean, like we have done in the past, we cannot talk to them. We have done in the past. It's coming from the back. We cannot talk to them. We cannot open up more, as you said. We have to clear our the internal connection will be cut. And every time we see them, we remember that situation, and I cannot talk to them fully. But how to come out of it? How to
Yeah, bro. I mean, the question is that when we commit offense, if we hurt a devotee, we apologize. We apologize in the future, it becomes difficult to continue the relationship because our mind says, "Oh, I did this mistake." So my answer to that is when we apologize to a devotee deeply, then we take a humble position, then that internal connection becomes strong, bro. And when the devotee acknowledges, then it becomes clear. Then then Um, yeah, then no problem. The future that clears it. So that's why it's very important with whom what behavior we should exhibit and with whom how much close we should be. We should think of that also. We cannot be the same with everyone. We have to know from with whom what to do. Because otherwise, if you're the same with everyone, then that is also may cause disturbance in our spiritual life. Right. Yeah. Okay, anyways, so Karthik is coming. I take the dust of all of your lotus feet so that I can prepare my consciousness for the month of mercy. Panchakalptarabhyasya kapasundavyocha patana pavane vivasham antiparivaşam